All right, class. So identify if the provided ordered pair is a solution to the system. So first, let's identify what our ordered pair is. Right here we have, okay, let me get my color, sorry about that. Here I have my x and my y. So wherever I see x, I'm going to replace that with 2. Wherever I see y, I'm going to replace that with 8. So if I look at the first equation, this one right here, I notice that it starts with y. So let's put an 8 there. 8 is equal to 3x. Now 3x is 3 times whatever x is worth. Now we saw earlier that x was worth 2. So put that in parentheses, plus 2. Now let me put this down here so I can have a little more room to work. Now 8 is equal to, what's 3 times 2? 6. Plus 2 would be 8. So that number, the numbers 2 and 8 work for this first equation. Since they are both 8, it would be true. Now, again, the second equation starts with 8. So 8 is equal to, this time it's a negative 3 times x, which is 2, plus 14. So let's put it down here and have more room. So 8 is equal to, what's negative 3 times positive 2? Negative 6, plus 14, which is the same as 14 minus 6. Remember, I can move my numbers around as long as I move their sign also. So 14 minus 6 would be 8. Again, true. As soon as I see that they're true, I can write yes. A solution. Okay. Now, what you're going to do with all these problems and also during your quiz is take the ordered pair, plug it in, and solve. And that'll tell you if it's true or false. The way you find out if it's true or false is, does y, for example, in this one, 8, equal whatever 3 times whatever x is equal 2 plus 2 is? Well, right here, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So I end up with 8 on both sides. That's one way to make it easier to track and figure out, okay, are they the same? What happens if they're false? Well, let's say I have number 2. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let's get rid of all this. Okay. Now, number 2 is y equals negative x plus 4. So let's have y equals 1. A negative x, which is negative times 3, plus 4. When I solve this, I have 1 equal to negative 3 plus 4, which is the same as 4 minus 3, which is 1. So I like to circle and say, okay, I circled both. That must mean it's true. Now, next one is y, which is 1, equal to x, which is 3. There's my x. Replace it there. Plus 2. Well, what's 3 plus 2? 5. Is 1 equal to 5? No. So it's false. As soon as I see that, what do I put? Not a solution. Okay. So you're going to do that for each and every one of these problems. Okay. Now, right here we need to solve for x. These are one-step, two-step, multi-step equations. Now, for this first one, 3x minus 4 equals 20. Well, how do I get rid of subtracting a 4? Or what's the opposite of a negative 4? Well, positive or add 4. I'll do that to both sides. These will cancel out. I end up with 3x, bring down my equal sign. 20 plus 4 would be 24. Now, 3x is the same as 3 times x, or 3 multiplied times x. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. These cancel out, become 1. 1x is the same as x. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now, let me jump over to problem number 7, which has variables on both sides. First, let's get rid of the 7. Well, if I'm adding 7, let's subtract 7. Let's do the opposite on both sides. This cancels out. 5x is equal to 2x. 31 minus 7 is 24. It's a positive, or plus 24. Now, 2x. You might think, well, I need to divide by 2 to get rid of the 2. No, we want to get rid of the complete item. We have a 2x, let's subtract 2x, because I want to get this number over here by itself. But I do the same thing on both sides. Okay, this cancels out, I end up with 3x. This comes down here, equal to, let me bring this over, 24. Again, divide by 3. This becomes x. This becomes, whoops, sorry, I changed the page by accident. This becomes 8. Okay. Now, how many solutions are there to these equations? Okay. When I solve these, if I end up with an answer that looks like this, x equals, say, 3, that means it's one solution. So let's look at number 8. Very quickly, subtract 3, end up with 5x is equal to 3x plus 10. Subtract 3x, end up with 2x equal to 10, divide by 2. This becomes 5, so x is equal to 5. Because I have only one solution, I can't pick any number but 5 that will make this equation true. Then I have one solution. I'll abbreviate that very quickly. Now, if I look at 2x minus 5 is equal to negative 5 plus 2x, one thing I can do is let me switch these numbers. Let me put 2x first and put the negative 5 behind it. Well, now I have what looks like a mirror. 2x minus 5 is equal to 2x minus 5. If I'm working out, if I'm asked this type of question, like how many solutions are there, and as soon as I see that both sides equal each other, they're a complete match, it's like looking in a mirror type of thing, then it would be infinite. Now, this one would be infinite, but I can go a step further. I want to get rid of my 5 on the left. That means I have to add 5 to both sides. So I end up with 2x is equal to 2x. I could even say, you know what, let's get rid of the x's. 0 is equal to 0. It still looks like a mirror. That means my answer would be an infinite amount of solutions. I mean, I could pick any number, and I would continue to get the same answer on both sides. Now, finally, the last one. Well, let's get rid of 7. Let's add 7. I end up with 2x is equal to 2x plus 21. Now, I have my numbers on one side. I want my coefficients on the other. So let's subtract 2x to get rid of it from the right side, because I already have my 21 over there. But you'll see what happens is this cancels out, which is it becomes 0. When it becomes 0, I'm left with 21. Well, right here, this becomes 0. But ask yourself a question, can 0 ever equal 21? It can't. So, your answer would be no solution. Okay. Now, during the quiz, I will give you guys a couple questions like this one, maybe not with fractions. But I want you to tell me, is this going to have a solution? And the way you're going to figure this out is, okay, well, what's missing? Well, I need my bracket, and I need my ordered pair. Well, down here, where is this intersecting, these two lines? Well, 1, 2, 3. When I go to the right, it's positive. When I go down, well, I'm going to go down 2. That's negative. So, now wherever I see y, put a negative 2. So I can start writing both of them at the same time. Negative 5 over 3 times x, which is 3. Now put it in fraction form, plus 3. And then 1/3 times 3 again in fraction form, minus 3. Now when I solve these, if they're both true, then yes, it's a solution. Oh.
Parents' surveys were delivered to your 6th period. Please send them out.
Sorry, class.
7th period. Again, teachers, surveys were delivered.
I'm doing this during my prep, so I don't know if I don't think I'm going to be able to cut that out.
7th period. If you are missing any or are short surveys, please call me at extension 2095. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. So see, I am taking care of you guys during my prep period. Again, these are just like these problems, except you're missing this. Where do you get it from? Well, see, I've marked that in red. You get it from the point where they intersect. Because really what we're doing is taking that point, using the ordered pair that represents it, plugging it in here, and if it's true, that means that these two lines are these two equations, okay? So again, if you have any questions, you need any more help, come see me in the morning. Tomorrow we do have our quiz. I'll put a couple questions for extra credit. And again, a lot of you look like you understood it, so you might need a little help. Hopefully this video did that. If not, like I said, come and see me, please.